Hi, and welcome to Pilates by Kels. Thank you for joining me for this mat Pilates mini band workout. Make sure you've got your mat and your mini band ready. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest videos. Now grab your mini band and let's get started. Seated at the front of your mat, with feet flat and knees bent, place the mini band around the wrist. Sit up tall, take a deep inhale, exhale, tuck the pelvis rounding back to find a low C curve. Inhale forward an inch and exhale back an inch, making a small movement coming from the core. Continually press out into the band from the arms. Hold this next one back, lift and lower both arms. Keep pressing out into the mini band from the arms. Turn the palms to face down, lift the arms and extend one leg. Lower the arms and lower the leg. As you lift the arms, think about pressing out into the band. So we lift the arms, extend the leg, and press out into the band all at the same time. Remember to hold that C curve, keeping the ribs closed and the core engaged. Lower the leg, roll up tall to vertical, and remove the band from the arms. Slowly round down all the way onto your back and place the band above the knees. Find a frog position, heels together, toes apart, and knees wide. Extend the legs and lift the chest. Lower the chest and bend the knees and wide back to that frog position. Exhale as you lift and extend. Inhale, lower and bend. Lift and hold, bend the knees back to frog, and open and close the knees, keeping that chest lifted the entire time. Feel free to bring the hands behind the head if you need support for the neck. Last one here, close the knees, lower the chest, and rest. With legs in tabletop, extend the arms overhead. Lift the chest, extend the legs, open and close the knees, lower the chest, bend the knees, and raise the arms back overhead. This is an exercise you might be familiar with called beats. So we lift the chest, extend the legs, open and close the legs, bend the knees, lower the chest, and raise the arms. Last one here. Extend, open, close, bend, and then hug the knees into the chest. Let's extend the legs straight up to the sky, lift the chest, and bring the hands behind the head. We'll scissor the legs. One leg lowers as the other lifts, holding that imprinted spine the entire time. No space between the low back and the mat. Last set here, and hug the knees into the chest. Let's keep the band around the thighs and come up to a side sitting position. So you'll be up on your forearm, elbows stacked underneath the shoulder, pushing up through that arm and pulling the side body up away from the mat. Knees are closed and pulled up and towards the chest. Let's open and close our clamshell, keeping the feet together. The top knee opens and closes. Adding on, open the knee, extend the leg, bend the knee, and close the clamshell. Open, kick, bend, and close. Let's go right into fire hydrant. The entire leg lifts up and down, so keeping the knee and foot in the same plane, we lift and lower the leg. Last one here, lower down, and we'll switch sides. Let's start with that clamshell. Open and close the top knee, keeping the feet together. Let's add that kick. Open, kick, bend, and close. Open, kick, bend, and close. Last thing on this side, fire hydrant. Lift and lower that top leg, keeping the knee and foot in the same plane. Lower down and take the band off of the legs. Coming onto your stomach in prone position, you'll take the band around the wrists behind the body. The pubic bone and hip points should be into the mat and the belly button pulls up. Lift the chest and the legs and reach the arms away from each other. Lower the chest and lower the legs at the same time. Think about lifting that belly button up to protect the low back and pulling those arms apart as you lift the chest. Let's hold this next one at the top and just the arms. They press out, out, and out, pressing out into that band, trying to break it apart. For 3, 2, 1, lower down, remove the band, and press back to child's pose. Shift forward to all fours and place the band around the soles of the feet. Pressing up through the shoulders, lift the knees to a hover, and then slowly lower the knees. Lift the knees and hold. Yes, we're still holding. Feel the core burn. You got this. And slowly lower. The knees hold, and now we'll add on by extending one leg back and switch, alternating legs, keeping the upper body completely still. As you press into the band, see if you can get the heel up in line with the hip. One more on each side, and then slowly lower the knees and rest. Taking a child's pose if that feels good for you. Shifting forward, take the band off the feet and place it around the wrist. Find a full plank position with hands under the shoulders and the body in one long line. Trying to minimize rotation, extend one arm out to the side and then the other, alternating sides, lifting the hand and reaching out to the side, working against that band. You can take a wider stance on the feet if that helps you stabilize. One more on each side, and then slowly lower the knees and rest.
Transitioning onto your back, take the band around the soles of the feet and find a tabletop position. Hands are behind the head and spine is imprinted. Lift the chest, extend one leg, and then the other. As you're pressing out into the band with one foot, pull back with the other foot to create resistance in both directions. Last one on each side, and then lower down and hug the knees into the chest. Let's come to standing with the band around the ankles. Legs are hip distance apart and arms are by the sides. Sit back into a squat, stand and extend one leg out to the side. Sit back into your squat and then switch sides. So it's a squat with a lateral leg lift. Last one here. Lower the leg down and pull the band up over the knees. Starting to one side of your mat, we'll get low into a deep squat position. Take 3 big steps to the opposite side of your mat, and then take 3 big steps back to where you started, staying low in that squat position the entire time. All the way back to where you started and standing up. Find something you can put your hand on to stay stable, like a wall or the back of a chair. Take the heels together, toes apart in Pilates V, up and releve on the balls of the feet. Bend both knees to lower down towards the floor and stand. Try to keep the spine straight and just lower that bottom towards the heels. Let's lower this one down and hold. Open and close the knees, keeping that spine straight, the ribs closed, the core engaged, and the heels lifted. Let's go for 3, 2, 1, and stand all the way up. Let's remove the band and take a quick pigeon stretch as we did a lot of hip work today. So taking that band off, we'll come down onto the mat. You're going to place one leg in front of you, your shin parallel to the mat, extend the other leg behind. You can opt to stay up on the hands or lower all the way down to the forearms if you have that in your practice. You can also add a block or a pillow underneath your hip if you cannot touch the floor. Let's carefully sit up and we'll just switch sides. Feel free to stay in this stretch as long as you need. Thank you all so much for joining me today for this Mat Pilates mini band workout. Hope to see you next time.